Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The DRF Bets race of the day for Friday, March the 23rd, race number 8 at Tampa Bay Downs. We're going 5 furlongs on the turf. If you sign up for a new DRF Bets account right now, you will be rewarded with a $150 bonus. Just go to drf.com/join, type in the promo code TV150. Let's take a look at this field. Matt, it's a pretty big field. It's a wide open betting race, and our friends at home can access free Formulator Pass performances via the Race of the Day event page on drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order, and we'll begin with a first-time turf runner, Lova's Last Wonder.
Yeah, on paper, Lova's Last Wonder, you've got to assume this horse is going to be forwardly placed, but you'll note has never started on turf out of 12 lifetime starts. Seems to like to nibble a little bit, 5 times second, 1 time third. As far as pedigree is concerned, Stevie Wonderboy only about 4% with the first-time turf runners. The Dam was 1 for 1 on turf, so I guess if you like this horse or set a big number, you're hopeful that the Dam's victory on turf kind of translates to this horse.
And the Dam got a little help in that victory. She was actually placed first via disqualification, but it was in a stakes race, the $40,000 Tomboy at River Downs. Everybody loves Formulator Pass performances. If we look back in the female family, there's a little bit more turf. Young Daniel, multiple graded stakes winner on the grass. Lova's Last Wonder, though, breaks from the rail. You mentioned she should be forwardly placed. Timeform US agrees with you as we take a look at the pace projector. They have Lova's Last Wonder running and gunning from the inside post, perhaps hounded just a bit by the number 2 Saucy Symphony. Saucy Symphony, a very interesting case. Originally sold for $235,000 as a yearling, ran a handful of times last year, then sold for only $10,000 in January, and came back, and all she did first time at Tampa Bay was win at 50-1.
I think the interesting thing to keep in mind about this race, if you like the 1, if you like the 2, if you like any of these horses that figure to be forwardly placed, it's not impossible, but 5/8 of a mile on turf at Tampa, it has been incredibly difficult to make up ground. So I think that's a reason that maybe a horse like Saucy Symphony, or even if you want to take a shot with the big number drawn to the inside, maybe that's why you saw a horse like Saucy Symphony win at 50-1 last time. Not necessarily indicative that she's the bee's knees and she's just a superstar, but boy, I think that profile, and who knows, things change obviously, but the way this entire meet has gone, that speed goes a long way.
And if you watch that race, they ran 1, 2, 3 around the track. There weren't a lot of horses making up ground, and as Timeform US indicates, she should be forwardly placed yet again. The 3 Kaiser's Delight, you got to give her a hand. She's 10 years old. This is going to be start number 67. If you really want to try to break down her PPs, you could argue she's dirtied up a little bit. She's been in against the boys in her last couple. The last time before that, down at Gulfstream West. Heck, you go back to January 15th, 2017. I know it's a long time ago, but it was Tampa Bay against fillies and mares. She ran third at 20-1, but she might be against the course profile.
Yeah, she might be coming from a little bit farther out of it. I just like that she's relatively consistent. And like you say, these most recent races, I don't want to totally hold those against her. But at the same time, boy, at a decent number, if you think that you're trying to play a try or a super, at 10 years old, why not throw her in underneath getting a little bit of class relief?
A horse I'm mildly interested in is the number 4, Chesapeake Spring. I'm not interested in her most recent start on dirt. She just didn't pick her feet up. Her synthetic and turf form are good. She is a 9-time winner. She wants to beat you. Her race 2 back on a synthetic surface I thought was okay, where she was only beaten 3/4 of a length at Presque Isle Downs. This layoff, though, bothers me, and I only see 2 recent published works, both of the short variety. I wonder if she's going to be a little bit short for this race, but I like her tactical ability. I like that she can win on turf, and she should be an okay price.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I think she's going to end up working at a decent enough trip in here, just in behind those other speeds that might break away. The question is that long layoff, and ultimately, too, where is she? She's been campaigned on synth and dirt even most recently. I know that was back in October and over the fall, but it's been a long time between her turf starts.
Vanellope Pit Stop, the number 5's one that can be close to the pace, as she was in her most recent turf sprint about 20 days ago. She actually hung in there pretty decently for 4th at 50-1. But these look like tougher horses, stronger pace scenario, and she's light on the buyers.
Yeah, she's light on figs. She's going to need to improve significantly if she's going to win this race. I suppose the good thing is, again, like we talked about, forwardly placed, you could be in worse positions than being forward at Tampa going this distance.
Morning line favorites, the number 6, English Dancer, Bill Mott, Daniel Centeno, 8-5 on the morning line, shipping up north from Gulfstream Park. Turning back all the way from a mile to 5 furlongs, that's not easy, especially if you think she's going to come from out of it against the profile. Last time out she was bumped, but I thought she was one paced when she was bumped, and it really didn't affect her finish. The good news is 2 starts back going 5 furlongs. She ran okay in a pretty live race at Gulfstream, but boy, I thought she got a great inside trip.
Yeah, I just didn't simply, she wasn't good enough that day. And I guess it's one of those things, if you think possibly the drop in class and facing lesser company is enough that if she runs that race, she's probably just good enough to win. I'm not going to argue with anyone because on paper, if she has all the figs, it's just one of those things that are really short number, off the layoff, turn back, coming from far out of it. There's enough for me to say, you know what, on the win end, I'll play against.
I agree 100%. The third finisher of that last race did come back to win with a 79 Beyer speed figure. The 7 Sonora was listed as a vet scratch on March the 7th. This horse has only raced twice previously on the turf, off the board both tries, but you can argue she was in tougher both times on the turf. You got to go back to August of 2016 at Saratoga, the last time she ran on the lawn, and she ran that day into a pretty solid New York bred Uncle Southern, who in his next 5 starts returned to hit the board with Beyers between 72 and 79. She's shown speed on the turf. I have no idea where she is from a form standpoint.
You know, I guess I kind of look at a horse like this. They've tried it twice in the past, but they've been maintaining her on the dirt, and I wonder, the form on dirt hasn't been spectacular recently. Is this nothing more than a stab to hopefully wake her up?
American Merlot, the number 8, is not a prolific winner by any means. She's only 2 for 42 lifetime, but I didn't think she had the easiest trip last time of it at Tampa Bay on March the 3rd. Passed a couple of tired horses in the stretch. I just wonder where she is. I mean, they were cutting her all the way back to 5 furlongs that day. She's made most of her money as a middle distance horse, and now she's getting up there at the age of 6. I kind of like her only underneath in single race exotics, if at all.
I agree with you. 10 times second or third from 42 lifetime starts. Hard to trust her on top, but at the same time, if you think that they're going to line up and throw it down early, even with that track profile, perhaps she could work out a good trip in here, and who knows, I suppose if she dials up one of her best efforts, she got a chance.
Not sure you're into this post position stat or not, but since this time in 2015 at 5 furlongs on the turf, posts 9 and out are 0 for 54. Something to consider with horses like Wantagh Queen, who's 4 to 1 on the morning line going dirt to turf. This is a horse, the last time she sprinted on the turf, you got to go all the way back to the fall at Laurel. She ran okay to finish 3rd that day, but is another one, tough outside post, and is going to come from out of it.
And also the form recently, I know we had a route on turf and we had a dirt sprint, but she really hasn't done a heck of a lot of running in these most recent starts. I suppose getting back to this sort of configuration, that's maybe what she's wanted all along, but short number, outside posts, considerable form is a little bit kind of lackluster. It's enough for me to be against.
Similar questions abound with the number 10 Luna's Key, who's stuck in a very tough outside post position. She's trying turf for the first time. I like the Wildcat Airs on turf, 11% winners from first-time turf runners. This dam only ran once in her career. She earned a 76 Beyer when winning on turf at 60 to 1. The dam's fold one turf runner that didn't win, but she's a half to Sock, who was a nice stakes-winning sprinter both on dirt and synthetic. I think she's run against some decent horses on the dirt. Gallardo gets the call. The post is terrible. The price is right. I might take a shot with this one.
Yeah, you know what? I got to be honest with you. And also look at the connections. The connections, they may be low profile, but they win a lot. And you get a Gallardo aboard. To me, this is that kind of horse that I think just anybody looking at it at face value is going to just dismiss. There are enough interesting angles here to think that at a pretty big number, because she's not going to get bet, there's enough little interesting angles to think that this horse could be interesting at a number.
Let's take a look at our top picks for race number 8 at Tampa Bay Downs, your DRF bets race of the day for Friday. You like Saucy Symphony. Boy, she found herself last time out at Tampa, first time for these new connections, and she either gets to the top or sits just off the first-time turf horse.
You know, I got to be honest, I almost would rather the latter. I want her to sit just off of the one horse, and maybe the one horse just can't stand up on turf, or she's just not as good, and then inherit this thing turning for home. Take your chances. Profiles change. I'm well aware of that. And you know what? Even if there's a 4-ply pace duel up front, it can fall apart. But there's enough things to make me think that, you know what, this horse is okay. Just send her, try to sit off that one and go on.
Can I beg for a couple of scratches in here? Post 10 for Luna's Key. Again, 0 for 54, posts 9 and out since this time back in 2015. It's really all about trip. I think she can be forward. If she's 4 wide going into the turn, she probably doesn't win. If she shows some speed or if she gets some scratch help and she's sitting third with a 3 wide trip, maybe she's got a shot. But the price is right. I'll trust Gallardo. I want a fresh face, and she's 10 to 1 on the line. I'll go 10, 6, 2, and 4 in our Friday DRF bets race of the day. If you are playing the Tampa Bay Friday card from home, please consider DRF bets. $150 sign-up bonus can be yours. Just go to drf.com/join. Knock in the promo code TV150. And approximate post time for our race of the day is 4:17 Eastern. Good luck.